Hello to all the Class A drivers out there looking for one of the best paying and most demanding driving position. My name is Eddie and I'm a co-owner at Delpro LLC. I'm making this video to give our ads a personal touch and to address many of the "it's too good to be true" comments that people are taking the liberty to speculate, assume, but ultimately express on our social network page comment section. First, I want to talk about what we do. We're a specialized household goods delivery company. We serve as a delivery agent for many independent moving companies nationwide. Our drivers load moving jobs from moving companies' storages and delivering it to customers at destination. Our trips originate in northern New Jersey and usually headed to the West Coast, anywhere from San Diego to Seattle. On the West Coast, or the turnaround point, the trailer is empty, drivers are reloading and coming back home while doing deliveries. Many times we will reload drivers if space becoming available on their trailers from companies on their route, which translates to more revenues. When drivers are back at home terminal, this is when we close the trip and compensate. There's no hiccups, there's no delays. Presently, drivers are generating higher income than ever before. I cannot disclose all the little details on this open platform. This is to be discussed over a phone or a video call. But in essence, drivers are making a percentage of the line haul and additional charges as destination. Unlike others in our industry, we guarantee a minimum of pay per mile and pay per cubic feet, where cubic feet is a measurement of volume and for the most part is the basis of our line haul charges as opposed to weight, which is also common in our industry. So what is the bottom line I'm talking about? I took 6 random trips from March 2021 and this is what they paid. I have a trip here that took 11 days to complete and generated 8,200. Another trip 12 days, 8,300. 18 days, 11,500. 17 days, 12,500. 16 days, 13,200. This is a fast driver. And 17 days, 10,700. So I'm getting a lot of calls and people are asking me, do you need to own your truck? Are you an owner operator? Do we need to pay for fuel? Those numbers exclude all of those. No, we're not set up for owner operators. No, this is our equipment. But those numbers are the bottom line, except of labor, which is common in our industry, that the driver pay for his own labor. But for all of you that are new to this industry or they're not aware of how and what, out of this pay that I just mentioned, driver pays for labor to load and unload. Most drivers carry a helper in the truck with them and manage all the deliveries with their helper. So conservatively speaking, labor should be $2,000 to $3,000. You do the math, it's very simple to get what's the bottom line a driver potentially can make. The pay per trip will be the same if the trip will take 2 weeks or if the trip will take 4 weeks. The time that the trip takes to complete, excluding breakdown. Breakdown is something that can happen in all of the trucking industry, but excluding breakdown. The time that it takes completely depends on the driver's motivation, work ethics, experience, drive, and intelligence. Now, I mentioned that this is one of the most demanding positions before. Unlike freight, where you drive a truck from point A to point B, here there's more planning involved. Our drivers need to schedule their loads, many times multiple loads a day from multiple companies. Drivers need to schedule deliveries, and again, sometimes multiple deliveries per given day. So it requires planning. While this is not a rocket science, it is definitely requiring a driver to be more of a hands-on approach with the trip management. Our insurance is asking for a minimum of 2 years experience. If you have hands-on driving experience, that falls short of it, but it's close. If you drove in the military or if you drove overseas and it doesn't count here, let us know. We may be able to factor it in. But we may fight for you and get you through the door even with less than 2 years. With that in mind, we're looking for drivers that are safe, people that think and act in a mature and responsible way on and off the road. We're looking for respectful people that possess strong work and life ethics. We're a small and very personal company. Working with good people is important to us. We don't have no disgruntled drivers. If we're not happy with each other, we shake hands and part way, deal is off, and we keep it simple this way. Now, obviously, this is household good here, so the job has a physical component to it. You want to be in good physical shape, and you want to be ready for the manual labor. I personally did this for a number of years, and I liked the physical aspect of my job. I like the fact that I am not driving 11 hours and keeping a truck between two lines all day, every day. I like the fact that I got to deliver into places I could only dream of getting into with a freight truck. So it's a much more interesting and challenging work comparing to freight. It's not as boring, and it's much harder, and it pays a lot better. Drivers out there that possess moving industry experience, you guys come to the front of the line. Give us a call. We have a lot to talk about. Some of the best drivers that we had transitioned from freight and were trained in-house to do this job. We're based in Hackensack, New Jersey, but we're open to work with drivers from all over the country as long as we know that we can tailor trips that will pass by your home. This way you can take your time home or time off at home while you're on the trip. You can park the truck and take a few days off and resume and continue on the trip. This way drivers don't need to deal with the time and money spent on travel unless you're taking a longer time off. Currently we have and had drivers from Georgia, Louisiana, Alabama, California, Iowa, New York, New Jersey, you name it. If you're motivated, goal-oriented, high energy, and have a good decision-making, problem-solving nature, we're looking for you. There's a good chance you're looking for us even if you don't know it yet. Now, I know people that this is their career choice. I know people that are doing it for several years, save enough money and move to a different field. Either way, in my humble opinion, it is my personal experience. If you want to make more money in a given time and you're willing to work harder, deal with more logistical planning, this may be the position you're looking for. If you have a goal and you're trying to fulfill it, whether it's buying real estate or saving enough to jumpstart you to the next professional stage in life, this position is great for building the needed capital. Now, for all the movers out there, we have a class act reputation. We're busy year round. We're always fully loaded. I know you guys are busy in the summer. You're crazy busy in the summer and dead slow in the winter. But we'll keep you busy at all time. I know it's a big concern in this industry. A few points to mention. We don't do pickups. Rarely, ever, we don't do pickups, so it's only delivery. It's a lot easier. We don't take pads off as part of the inspection while loading, so it's all streamlined, meant to save time, and a much easier work from being a van line driver. Over the years, all the drivers that we had that came from the van lines were impressed with how little time they were losing comparing to their previous position. So we treat time as a very valuable commodity. For example, in the van lines, if you have a job you need to drop, a minimum job you need to drop to an agent, and you're coming on a Friday at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you're going to have to wait until Monday. It's part of life. People take it, that's just how it is, and live with that. Not in our school. We don't waste that time. We don't waste that type of time. And if there is time wasted, a lot of time, if you guys running protocol properly, there's something called waiting time, which is going to the driver. 80% is going to the driver. So to conclude this video, if you found anything of what I just said interesting and you want to hear more, if you want to explore opportunities, transition into this profession, if you're already a professional mover, and you want to hear more, pick up the phone, call our main number and ask for me, Eddie. We can discuss this opportunity to work together further. I'm looking forward, and I thank you for taking the time and viewing that. Drive safe and God bless. Thank you very much.